Hi there. Hopefully you can hear me. Usually right when I start talking is when my cat starts showing up because he hears me talking. He knows my voice. So I'm gonna title this, and it is a trap, the trap of Kendrick and Drake. And as you can see me enjoying a snack, um, I don't know. I'm not a fan of most rap music, and I'm gonna tell you why in a minute. But I just find this very interesting as I help people work on their emotional intelligence so that they can get the life they want. Because most times people get into their own way with that. Being a person that can get things done, or I guess another way, manifest, but I just, I don't know. we as a as humans get things done by processing um processes, I guess, understanding how things go, like the steps. And we either we're told how to succeed in life, we get shown how to succeed in life, or we just find a way to succeed in life. So part of it is making sure that you know who you are as a person. And that's something I know a lot of people, they they think they know who they are. They think, well, they know what they've been told who they are. They know that if they follow certain rules or laws or expectations, then they get they get to be a part of the group. They get to be a part of the tribe. They get to be a part of those kind of things, right? And the reason why I am not a fan of rap music is because it was never meant for me. Because when up until I'll just say this, up until the late 80s, like I used to love Run DMC, okay? And the Fat Boys, so that kind of stuff. Up until it turned into gangster rap and how it got commercialized for the benefit of rich executives. They saw a market there. It wasn't meant for me. They made money from poor urban black people. They dangled the carrot of success in front of them. I did not fit that profile. Now, even though I didn't fit that profile, there are people who still, yeah, got caught up in that, because I know tons of white dudes who even back then were into that, and they weren't poor, they weren't urban, they had two parents and all that other stuff. They wanted this image of toughness and don't mess with me kind of thing, so there was a benefit in that. And again, I wasn't the market. So, of course, I did not fall for that because it wasn't meant for me. It was not my message. And I was also a musician at the time and still am. And so, a nerdy musician like myself, I'm sitting here trying to learn everything I need to learn about the music industry, the music business, how it works, and seeing that they want certain things from performers, right? And they want certain things from the performers so that they can make money. And most times, when you get into a certain level of exposure, and a lot of people are using the term gatekeepers right now, but really, there really were gatekeepers, you know, in a certain industry, and still in a lot of industries, but there really were real gatekeepers back then. And you couldn't get on the radio, you couldn't get a record deal unless something that you were doing was showing these A&R people that they can sign you and make money off of you. Okay? So I'm just laying it out there. And once I realized that as a musician, I was like, okay, I don't see a lot of people doing what I do that looks like me per se. And I already know that's going to be hard because they're only looking for people who who fit a profile that they can market to. They can package them up and send them off to the masses, right? Thus, pop music. Let me get my Bev. All right, so I'm having some waters in a festive tumbler here. But they wanted something to market. They wanted a product. They did not want, okay, let me just break it down in a way, like, okay, in the 80s and early 90s, when people were telling me like, oh, you need to go try to get a record deal, you need to get signed, go get signed. um I'm black, obviously black, natural hair. I'm not even into the light skin dark skin thing, but I'm brown skinned, goldeny brown. I'm quite intelligent, if I do say so myself, and I like to dress the way I want to dress comfortably. uh, I was writing songs that were introspective, not about trying to get a new purse, not necessarily trying to get that boy to like me. It was about me. It was about what what is the meaning of life, really? So that's mostly some of the songs. Now I did have a couple of those little heartbreak songs, of those like, oh, he doesn't like me. I had some of those. I was a teenager, of course. But unless you were like, I'm trying to think of anybody who was on that trajectory. What I can't think of anybody right now at the top of my head, but they didn't want anybody to look like me writing songs about the meaning of life. And they didn't want, me just kicking it and doing whatever I wanted to do. What they wanted was somebody who was long haired, bright skinned, skinny, willing to take off their clothes as much as possible and do whatever they want them to do. That's what they wanted. And I wasn't willing to do that. And I already knew, like I said, I knew that early on because I wanted to be, and I am, a musician in the industry. And luckily for me, I made some good choices for myself. Now I'm a teacher now, and a musician, and a writer, all these things, and a coach. And what I see is happening is like when I first started getting into education, that is, a lot of the students that I was working with were young, of course, obviously, black or Hispanic, and they didn't have much as far as role models. So all everybody wanted to be was either a rapper or a baller, some kind of basketball player or sports athlete. Okay, because that's all they saw. That is all they saw. And even back with, and I'm going to go back to the gangster rap thing. So I grew up on a farm. Like, what have anything to do with gangster rap? Now, my brothers listened to it, which again, I was just like, why? Like, you grew up on a farm just like me, with me. Like, what? Like, but then I thought about it, and now it does make sense. It's about the macho. It's about the power. It's about trying to get respect, and that's totally, I understand how a lot of men want that, crave that, need that. I understand that, you know. But as for me, yeah, I was like, I guess, I don't know, maybe I wanted to be the next Whitney Houston, but Whitney Houston wasn't writing her songs. So that's what I'm saying. It's like Tony Braxton. I don't know. Um, but the trap was the trap. So once you get into the industry, you got to do what they want you to do to pay off those bills. And like I said, I knew early on. I was like, oh my gosh, it's like a, a, a record deal is a loan and that you've got to pay off, that you've got to earn off. And as far as you making money for yourself, a living wage, good luck, right? So you stand out. So people did things to stand out. Now, I don't want to pick on him, but I just want to point this out. Like, Snoop Dogg, he's not a real gangster rap, y'all. It's like early on, like, yeah, they were like arcade or whatever. I feel like he was like a little nerd and he played the game. That's why he's still out there and still relevant right now. He's a little nerd. He knew how to play the game. Okay. And other people who were trying to actually live the life, like, we've got our biggies and whatnot, they tried to live the life. You live by the sword, die by the sword, yeah. That's that's what happens. But yeah, sorry, I was trying to avoid. Yeah, there is a spider right there. Sorry, I know y'all just saw it. I don't want to kill him. Um, but the trap to me right now with this whole Drake and Kendrick Lamar is not necessarily, they're already in the industry. They're already successful, And I think this trap is more for the people. And it's not necessarily them being trapped, it's you being trapped. And I already did a short earlier today about how I think it's interesting how much energy people are putting into two grown men making fun of each other, when some of you don't know who the people who run where you live, your neighborhood, you don't even know who they are. You don't know your council person. You might not even know who your mayor is. Okay. But those are the people that can help with your roads, with your taxes, getting utilities up and running, fixed, prices of all of that, the price of your groceries. And I'm only saying it because I just finished vote. I voted a few days ago. Like, I did some early voting. And a lot of those things on the ballot had things to do about your life. But nobody's talking about that, right? Like, everybody's talking about, like, oh, he said this and he said that. He's going to get back and he's going to do this and that. This is like, why do y'all care? Like, this is where I just find it so, so disturbing that people care more about other people insulting people you don't even know than making your own life better. And I'm not, I don't know. And this goes back to the emotional intelligence. I would like to think they both actually have really keen emotional intelligences, quite honestly. And I think that they might be only doing this for show, to entertain all of you, right? And I just think I would like to hope that more people can develop ways to manage their stress, manage their emotions, manage how they function in the world without reacting. But that's going to be hard when there's always stimulation out there. people telling you like, oh, you need to dress a certain way, you need to look a certain way, you need to act a certain way because of you, what you look like, and what's in between your legs, or all of this stuff. It's just crazy. It's spiritually corrupt that people try, even if you are working towards building yourself out of a mindset and you're really working to make yourself better, there's there's always those group of people who are out there just looking to keep you in there. And I've said this before about fleas in a jar. There's some people who they don't know what they want, and there are people who just function in the world because somebody else told them what they want. And this happens, like I said, now I'm pulling it all together because I see this in schools. Like even now, if it's not the rappers and the athletes, now everybody wants to be an influencer on YouTube or TikTok or whatever, and they think that that's fame, and they think that that is where people will like you and people will pay attention to you and people will notice you, and that's kind of just not the case. You have to care about you, and you have to take care of you. And the trap where we're all sitting here, well, not me, but we're all sitting here kind of looking at like two grown men tear each other down verbally. At least they're doing that, at least it's verbally. And they're tearing each other down, and we're chuckling and kikiing and in the back. This is a form of gossip. That is spiritually corrupt. And more than likely, I would like to think that they're doing this on purpose to get your attention. I don't even think this is real. I wouldn't think it's real. If it is, that to me that's actually sad. I'd be like, oh gosh, wow, oh. And I don't know what is actually being said. Okay, this is what I'm gonna say. Honestly, I've not been listening exactly to any of these tracks that's going out there. Um, I may have listened to one Drake song, like was it God's Plan? I've heard that song in the video. Kendrick Lamar, I heard that he is a really great songwriter. Quite honestly, I was waiting for a moment to really sit down and listen to, I guess, that one album that he did get a Grammy for, I think, or a Pulitzer. So I do. It's not like I don't care about the the artistry, you know. But what I'm saying or seeing is a lot of people like they like negativity, or they like just randomness, um again, I can't speak to what is actually being said because I don't, like, I care about my mental health and my mental diet, for which I'll talk about in a moment, than I do to want to go listen to them. Because what I'm hearing, like, the premise of a diss, I guess, is to make fun of somebody and make them feel bad. I was like, okay, how, why, 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 why do you want to make somebody else feel bad? Because you feel bad. So people who, I'll just say this, people who feel good about themselves don't need to make other people feel bad. They have no need for that. Let me say that again. People who strive to make other people feel bad, they don't feel good about themselves. That's why they're doing it. It's like if you really want some, like, enjoyment out of life, you're just too busy enjoying life, right? Enjoy life. Spice of life, whatever. And yeah, it's like this is my Sunday wind down, I guess. But um, for me, this is like the last week of school. I don't care about being relevant. And I know I don't plan on going to listen to any of these tracks or whatever, because that's a waste of my personal energy and time and emotionalness, um, what it makes me think of is how men really don't know how to process their emotions. That they'd sooner make fun of other people than actually deal with their real emotions. And I see that with regular, everyday dudes walking around. Like they'll make fun of women because they actually want a woman and they can't have a woman for whatever reason, right? I see, and I this is not to just pick on men. I also see women like okay, and again, I'm not paying like y'all. When I say I am on this mental diet, I am for real. Like, let me go to my Facebook. Like, I have to go on the web to get to Facebook, to get to a lot of these social media apps. And I did that on purpose. So I don't have to deal with that. I am missing out on a lot of like friend news and family news though, but I mean, if they really wanted me to know, I guess they'll text me or call me. But I, I live in Georgia. I hear, and I'll probably go look this up, I guess. I don't know. It's not even worth it. Do you see what I'm saying? It's like, and so of course apparently, I hear something happen where she got insulted. I don't know. But what I am seeing, like I said, back to the social media part of it, when I do pop in to check on my social media, I see a lot of people I know in real life making fun of celebrities and making fun of rich people. And to me, and I used to, well, did I used to do that? Not really. Not really. But I feel like when people make fun of other people, no matter who they are, where they are in life, that says something about you and where what you feel. Like when people make fun of other people with money, or they have like this kind of this I don't know vitriol, this anger, it's because you're lacking something. And nobody wants to hold up that mirror. And this is what I tell the kids too when they're too busy. And and again, I deal with this all the time with 7 and 8 year olds. I have to tell them this, and now I have to tell you this. The moment that you point your finger towards somebody, three more are pointed right back at you. Okay? But nobody wants to do that. They don't want to do that. That's too much work. Inner work? Oh gosh, oh no. But if you are ready, you got to go on that mental diet and let go of or curate as much as possible your social media. There are people, celebrities you probably don't need to follow. There, I don't know, ideas you need to let go. You can be successful without wearing somebody else's name on your body. That's another trap. Okay? You don't have to be successful. Um, I don't know. That's pretty much it. Like the showcasing of money. People who really have money, they don't wear certain clothes or have a certain kind of purse. You know, they're out here just doing whatever they want to do. Now, if they do wear luxury items, it's because they want to, not because they're saying, "I got money," right? But it's the people who really need the inner work and the help that are too busy going to run to get that Gucci bag, run into wear the Chanel, and you know you can't afford it. And you go to the links of actually wearing fake stuff. I don't understand that either. I was like, if you don't have the money for the stuff, that's that, a lot of people don't. But to go wear something fake to prove that the money that you don't have, to me, this is a form of self hatred. To me, that's a sign of you need some inner work. To me, that's a sign of you still have some growing up to do, emotionally and mentally. Some growing up to do. There's a lot of people that have growing up to do, and they are full on adults in jobs, paying taxes, complaining, doing the swipe, swipe, boop, boop, boop all day because they don't like their life. And that makes me sad. And I was just even thinking about it, I don't even know if I can continue with this. Oy, it's a trap. It's a trap. Okay, don't get into the trap. So, like I said, you can curate your social media. I ended up doing that in 2016 at the election time for whomever out there. The United States had an election in 2016, and we ended up with a certain kind of president that I kind of had a feeling was going to end up being the president. So I just went into my social media, started just this is what I wanted, and let go of certain other things, and it made a difference. And now I'm at a point where I go on uh, spells of no social media, and I do other things. I read books, listen to podcasts, make stuff, right? Get my rest, care about my health, do my work that I love to do, that I choose to do every day. Okay? I choose my job every day, every morning when I wake up. And a lot of friends don't do that. A lot of people don't do that. They're like, oh, I can't, I gotta go to, you don't got to. You really don't. You have a choice. And once we start thinking about it and reframing things in that way, then maybe our lives will start to change. You don't have to, you don't have to wear the certain kind of clothes. You don't have to wear somebody else's name on your body to be valuable. You are valuable. You don't you don't have to listen to a certain kind of music for people to like you. Okay? These are just human concepts. People will like you based on your character, but you got to have one. See, that's what's happening. Like there's a lot of people, and I remember when I was growing up, again, let me end with that, and then I'm out because like I said, I got things to do. And when I was a teenager and people would start listening to gangster rap and they were listening to the dis like total insulting women, like tearing them down, and I hear the lyrics and I'm like, and I would ask people genuinely, why do you like this? And most times their answer was, oh, I like the beat. And I'm like thinking to myself, do you mean to tell me you don't hear these words? They're insulting women. They're calling you a bad name. So it's not even like me talking to other men. I was talking to girls and people like me. And they were just like, oh, I just like the beat. I like the beat. I like the beat. We have to grow up spiritually now. We got to find a way to grow up spiritually. And I don't know. Watch some of my videos, do a life audit. I have a free one that's available. Really journal. Start getting to know yourself. Get away from all this stuff that people told you who you're supposed to be and start learning who you are. Introduce yourself to yourself. You know? I just I see people stuck in this they're getting endorphins out of people making fun of each other. They're getting these dopamine hits because they're playing these little games on a screen. And there's a better way. There's another way. I mean, there's another way. Okay? It's a trap. And this angle is weird. Okay, so I'm gonna go. Like I said, I'm gonna go and get my summer hair going so I can work on the things around my house, my home, See, and this is how the story ends. People made fun of me being nerdy. I even embraced it as a moniker for my music, Nerd Queen, right? But my house is about to be paid off. I'm not even 50 years old yet, but yet they tell me I'm supposed to be wearing Gucci and Prada and all this other stuff. Honey, no. They tell me I'm supposed to be watching uh yeah, see, I don't even know, like reality TV and stuff like that, when I can just be in my house practicing guitar, working on, some things for a couple of my music students. I had one not too long ago, like coaching her and writing a song, and giving her helpful tips in the future. It's like stand up for yourself, that kind of stuff. So that's what I do at my time. I don't know what you're doing with yours. If you're swiping and boop boop beeping right now, you probably need to stop. Just stop. I'm gonna end this live. Go play guitar. Go journal a little bit before going to bed. Get my like summer hair going. Not worrying about Drake or Kendrick Lamar, because they got their money and they've got their success. They paid the price. Okay, I don't want to pay the price of that, and I'm okay with that. And I'm okay with all of this. Like, this is mine. In another couple of years, I won't have a mortgage, you know? And I live in this wonderful, quiet, beautiful neighborhood, you know? Got a homestead with my parents, you know? You can go garden, just enjoying life. But yeah. Emotional intelligence is so important, y'all. It's so important. I really feel like that's almost the key in mindset, but mindset is dependent on your emotional intelligence. If you don't even know how to communicate what you're feeling, how are you ever going to get true success, sustainable success in your life? You know? And like I said, I'm just go practice because Drake and Kendrick is trash. Okay.